Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. Today, I'm going to show you how to cut carrots. I know, you want to shut it off, right? No, well, don't shut it off. There are some people out there who need to know how to do this. Now, if you're a long-time cook and you've been dicing and slicing and doing all of that for years, this may not apply to you, and that's fine. But sometimes people just need to know the basics. This is what I consider a basic, and it is part of how to cut vegetables. But today we are focusing on carrots. So I want to show you what I've got here. I have 4 carrots for demonstration purposes. Now, they're not huge, enormous carrots, but they'll work for what we want. I've got a chef's knife, which is my favorite thing for slicing, dicing, and cutting julienne strips, etc. And I have 2 peelers. Now, this particular peeler is, well, let's start with this one. This particular peeler is just a common, ordinary peeler. We call them a potato peeler. It's by Echo. It's very cheap. You can find these absolutely anywhere. And these will peel your carrots. They will peel your potatoes. I've had this one for years, so they do last a long time, and they are very, very cheap, very serviceable. You can use them for other things as well, but people primarily use them for carrots and potatoes. Now, the next thing I've got is this is by, and I'm not promoting any of these, I'm just showing you. This is called Perfect Kitchen, and it's rather a beast. And it is so sharp that it actually comes with this cover, and it also comes with a brush. I'm not showing it here, but it's a brush to get out any little remnants that might get stuck in there. This particular one is a peeler. You can see there. I'm not going to touch the blades because it's very sharp. And this side is a julienne. It will cut your vegetables in tiny, tiny julienne strips. This is more of an investment. This was given to me by my daughter, but it is very useful, very, very sharp. And trust me, I have cut myself a couple of different times on this, and it cuts very deeply. Matter of fact, I just got healed up from a cut that I had here. So it is very, very sharp, so you want to be cautious with that. But peeling your carrots is optional. If you want to peel them, that's fine. You can also scrub them. You can scrub your vegetables, and you can scrub your carrots. This is a vegetable brush. I've had this for a long time. It's very serviceable. It washes up nicely. And simply what you do is you just put your carrots under running water. You scrub them vigorously, and then you don't have to peel them. Now, some people recommend if you don't buy, organic carrots, you need to peel them. I don't have a problem with it one way or another. Organic carrots are not in my budget. If they're in yours, that's fantastic. They are not in mine, so I simply, sometimes I scrub mine, and it depends. Sometimes if I roast my carrots, I might scrub them and not peel them. But for salads and things like that, I think they look prettier if you peel them, regardless of whether they are organic or not. Okay? All right. So I'm going to peel these, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the end here, and I want to make sure that you can see this correctly. And I'm just going to cut off the root. Actually, this is the top end. You know, when carrots grow, they grow under the ground. And so when you plant carrot seeds, this part is under the ground because a carrot is a root vegetable. And this is the part that is above the ground. This will have a frond or a green plant coming from it. And those are edible also. But usually when in the store, you don't usually find them like that unless, I don't know, some stores do have them loose with the fronds on top. So, but primarily we're just buying them in a bag, and unless you're going to farmer's market or something, you're just buying them in a bag and you bring them home and you prepare them. Okay, so I pulled this off. When I was a kid, we used to plant this and grow little carrot frond plants out of them just for the fun of it. That was just something that we did. So there you go. And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to do like this. I'm just going to cut the ends off here, and then I'm going to peel them. Or you can peel them before you cut the ends off. Either or, no big deal. I'll be right back with the peeled carrots. Now, the carrots are peeled, and you can see that I cut off these ends. What I do, I have a freezer bag, and when I have remnants left from carrots, not potatoes, but carrots, celery, onions, those types of vegetables, I will put these in that freezer bag, and then I will add these to a vegetable stock or a chicken stock so that it really enhances the flavor of your broth and your stock, especially stock. It really enriches it. Okay, I just thought I'd tell you that. All right, now here we have 4 lovely carrots, and and I've got my chef's knife here. So I'm going to show you how to slice a carrot. Now, whenever I do anything like this, I break it down into small parts. It makes it a lot easier for me to cut whatever I'm cutting, and it allows me to be safer that way. It's better than, especially if you have a larger vegetable, it's just cut it down into manageable portions. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'll cut this one in half. I'm going to slice this, and in order to slice it, I want to be sure and protect my fingers because I don't want to cut them. And I have my knife here. I've got my chef's knife, and so all I'm going to do, I'm just going to, let me move these over here. I'm going to slice this. Now, why? Now you can see here how and you slice these however big you want. Let's say I'm just slicing them to serve as a side dish. I don't want big thick pieces necessarily. Or if I'm slicing them for soup, I don't want big thick pieces. And remember too, carrots can take a little bit to cook, so you don't want to make them, if you want to cook them quickly, slice them thinner, okay? All right, so we're all familiar with this. This is how we buy them in the can. We can get them this way in the freezer bag in the supermarket, and it's just a sliced carrot. That's all it is. And as you get to the back, just be careful. They don't have to be perfect. They're just like that, okay? That's a sliced carrot. So think of all the things you can do with a sliced carrot. And you're familiar with them. You know what a sliced carrot looks like. Okay? All right. So I'm going to take this other one and the other end, and I'm going to slice it up too. And just take your time. You know, you're not a master chef. I don't know, maybe you are a master chef, but I can guarantee if you're a master chef, you're not watching me. All right, so I'm just going to put these in this bowl here. That is a sliced carrot. There you go. You just sliced your first carrot. Isn't that fantastic? All right, now Now, let's take this carrot, and maybe I want to slice this into, let's say, sticks, carrot sticks. Remember when you were a kid and you were in the lunchroom and they would have carrot sticks sometimes? Well, that's what carrot sticks are. And this is what I do. And see all the celery in here? This is why I have no celery to demonstrate for you today. But I like to take my carrots, and I go through a pound or more of carrots every week, just me. And I like to take my carrots, I like to cut them into carrot sticks and just eat them raw, put them in a little ranch dip or a yogurt ranch dip or whatever. And I love having these in this container in my refrigerator for a snack. It's delicious. When I want something crunchy, I go to my carrots and my celery. So, okay, let me show you how I do that. Now again, I'm cutting that into manageable portions. This really helps us. Now it's a little tricky, you know, you got a rolly thing there, so you want to try to find the flattest part. Make sure that you protect your fingers. And what I do, I just get it started, and this is why I like the big knife. There. I'm not doing this, so I'm not cutting myself. So now what am I going to do? I've got it flat. Now I can cut my carrot sticks. And you can cut them as thin or as thick as you like. That's actually pretty good. So let's do this one. And we're going to do the same thing to this carrot. Now, I don't like, personally, I mean, I know a lot of people buy the baby carrots. I personally don't care for them because I think they taste funny, and plus that'll, in order to get them that shape, I mean, they don't grow like that. They have to peel a lot of the carrot away. And then they got to put something on them to make them so that they don't get yuck. But I don't like them. And I know they're convenient when you have little children and everything. But once you learn how to do this, you won't have to buy those anymore. You can absolutely bypass those. And besides that, these carrots are much cheaper. All right, see what I did there? Just got my little cut started. And I'm just going to cut each one. And you know what? That's what I said. As thin as you like or as thick as you like. Just depends on your preference. And you get down towards the small end there, you could probably just cut that in half and you would be fine with it. Okay, now we have carrot sticks. And they're delicious. I'm going to eat one. Yum! Okay. Now we've done carrot sticks. And we've done sliced carrots or carrot medallions if you want to get fancy. Okay. Excuse my chomping, but it's delicious. Alright, now then. Now, what if you would like to, let's say that you want carrots for a stew. Okay? So if you want carrots for a stew, you're going to want them chunkier. Not in slices, because a stew, the reason you wouldn't do slices is because a stew generally cooks longer. Because usually you're making stew with a portion of meat that's not very tender, and you know, you need to cook that stew a long time. If you put these in there, your stew, these would be pretty much mush. Pretty much mush. By the time you get done with them. So those wouldn't be good for that. But you could, if you're doing the stew, cut them in chunks. And you can cut them in nice chunks like this, or there was a day they called it like a peasant cut. To me, a peasant cut is anytime I don't know that I cut things weird, I just call it a peasant cut. So, all right. These could go in your stew. Now, these would cook up faster, but these are going to take a while, okay? So, that would be a cut for a stew or to roast in the oven or to put with a roast, let's say a pot roast, you would want your carrots bigger. You could actually even cut your carrots, depending on the size, in half, in thirds, and fourths, but you would want a chunkier carrot for that, okay? All right, and I'm sure you've seen in the freezer section, you've seen vegetables that have the chunky portions of vegetables, and they might even call them stew vegetables or whatever. So that's what you would want for the purpose of stew or pot roast or roasting them in the oven, because you don't want them to disintegrate on you, okay? All right, so we got that. Now I want to show you one thing here with this. Do you see that carrot stick that I made? If you want to break this down even farther and put it in your stir fry, for example, and it's much cheaper to do this yourself than to buy them this way, believe me. You can very easily, and watch your fingers, just take that little flat portion there and cut it. See? Look. Now I have julienne carrots to put in my stir fry. I'm going to show you how to dice a carrot. Okay? Now, just going to take this one end here, see? And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to secure that a little bit. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm just going to, now see what you've done? You just cut it into manageable portions. That's all you're doing. And then I can just go along and I can dice my carrot. A diced carrot is good in stir fry, it's good in soups, and these cook very, very, very quickly. And this is for times, for example, if I'm going to make a bean soup, I don't want a big chunk of carrot in my bean soup usually. I will dice my carrots. Okay? That's just something that, and they cook quickly, so you can put them in, more towards the end of your, whatever it is that you are cooking. See, that is a diced carrot. All right, now I want to show you how to slice your carrot on the diagonal. And all we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we've got it on a flat portion so it doesn't wobble around. We've got it cut into a manageable piece, and we're just going to start on the diagonal. See that? And we are going to just slice it. And again, protect your fingers. You don't have to go quickly. You're not running a race. Unless you're honing your knife skills. This is all you do. That's it. Now, see, I'm making diagonal slices. And look here. See what they look like? Now, why would I do that? It gives it more surface area. It gives it much more surface area than this. See? And you can slice it as thin as you want. And oftentimes, I will use these for a ramen soup. I can put it in the ramen soup. They cook quickly, and they are absolutely delicious. And if you are proficient at chopsticks, it's easy to pick these up with a chopstick. So, there it is. Now, also, you can do, I'll show you this, you can stack your diagonal pieces like this, and you can cut them into julienne strips. Don't stack them too high, they'll slip, just like that did. Okay, so you can cut them into smaller julienne strips. Okay, all right, listen, I hope this helps. And just so you know, the celery is handled kind of the same way, but at some point I will show you the different ways that we can do celery, if you like. Okay, all right. That is it. And what did we do today? We did carrot sticks. We did julienne. We did diagonal. We did diced carrots. We did chunky carrots for stews and roasting vegetables. And we did the medallion sliced carrots. So see how easy that was? You can do your own carrots now, okay? You don't have to go out and buy them pre-prepared. You can do them yourself, and you can save a lot of money, because oftentimes you can get a 2-pound bag of carrots for less than $2. Seriously, you really can. So, okay. All right, that's it. I hope this helps. I love you. And you just remember that little is much when God is in it. And don't forget to subscribe and like and share, because other people need to know this stuff too, you know. All right. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.